So here is a situation.
Okay.
I'm getting 3 of these calls a week. I live in a home that has a ridiculously low rate. I just saw a statistic today. 90% of homeowners have rates under 5%. 70% of those homeowners have rates under 4%. And 25% of those homeowners have rates under 3%. So when you put that as the starting point, okay, the homeowners have a ton. The homeowners I'm speaking with have a ton of equity in their home. They have a ridiculously low rate. They have a ridiculously low monthly payment, and they're getting calls from their friends saying, "Hey, do you have any rental opportunities in your neighborhoods? Because we want to get into your school district." Now, the people that have been calling me have a lot of equity in their home, and they want to get out of Illinois, but they don't want to necessarily sell their homes. So they're like, "What do you think about us renting our home?" So here's my checklist, right?
Yep.
Number 1, do you want to be a landlord? Do you have the mental capacity to be a landlord?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first question they have to ask. What does that mean? That means that at 2 a.m. when the toilet's overflowing, are you ready to get the call that there's water coming out of the toilet and going all over the place? So do you have a set list of service providers to call at 2 a.m. to fix whatever's going wrong? Electric, water, gas, plumbing. Okay, so that's important too. Number 3, do you want to access, which I strongly advise, the equity in your home before you turn it into a rental property? Because once you turn it into a rental property, there's other lending rules that go into effect.
Right.
So definitely pop out a home equity line of credit before you turn it into a rental property.
Right.
And 4, is there anybody locally that could keep an eye on your property while you're hundreds, if not thousands of miles away?
Right.
That's my checklist. And I said, it's on you. If
Right.
you can meet, if you're ready mentally, we tap out the HELOC before you rent it. You have a list of service providers, and somebody goes over there to check it. Yeah, it's a great idea. No problem.
Right.
And then here's the most important thing. You do a deep dive on your renters to make sure that you're renting to solid renters and you're not renting to deadbeats where you're chasing after them, because to try to kick somebody out of a rental in Illinois, forget about it. Okay, so that's my checklist. What do you think?
I think there's just a lot of unknowns when it comes to being a landlord.
Yeah.
So I have 7 rental properties myself. I'm closing on another one in about 2 weeks. And having more than one, if one tenant doesn't pay rent, you can kind of, you have other ways to make up for it. When you're just doing it for one property, it
Cash
is
flow.
risky.
Yeah.
And really, how much are you going to make each month? Because each month, let's just say you're making $300, right? But then your furnace goes out. When you look at those things, it's like, how long are you going to hold it for? And that's usually the conversation I have with my clients. If you're talking about keeping this for 10 years, probably not a bad idea. If you're talking about trying it for a year or 2, I can't say that's a good idea for a short-term hold.
Okay.
Because what if they don't pay on time? There's all the what ifs, right? And
What if the market shifts and goes down?
Well,
Sure.
that's the other thing. So if you could sell now and you know where the market's at, you see the opportunity and the values right now, capitalize on that. Because let's just say you have a bad experience. It takes you 18 months to decide you don't want to do it. What is the market going to be then, right? So then you've lost money and you're selling your house at a lower price. So
Sure.
there's just a lot of risk in that. And
in a market where there's more inventory, which will potentially drive the price down.
absolutely.
Okay.
It's just when the market will stabilize, and then, we get a normal supply and demand, which we haven't had in 4 years.
Well, there you go. Okay, so there's the answer, listeners. And